Hey guys, it's me, Lisa, and today is Friday, January 31st. I am doing my 9-week update, although tomorrow, Saturday, I will be 10 weeks. Well, apparently. You've heard me probably, if you're watching my vlogs, you've heard me say it before. I don't know exactly yet, but this is what my doctor anticipates. Once I go see the OB, then I'll know, because I'll have the dating ultrasound. With regards to that update with the OB, I called my doctor's office and I asked them if they sent the referral in. And my doctor's secretary said yes, they had sent it in. However, for any further correspondence, I would have to call the OB. Yeah, so they gave me the phone number, which I was very grateful for. Could have found it, I imagine, anyway. I call 3 different days this week. Every single time there was an answering machine on there. I don't know if she answers the phone herself, but you're an OB, a gynecologist. You can afford a secretary. And honestly, yeah, I know that there's lots of people who are pregnant, but there's lots of OBs here. So to never answer your phone or always be on the phone or have the phone off the hook does not make me feel like this person is interested in taking on new clients. I could be wrong. However, when I called, it said, you can't leave a message. She was only open from 9 until 12, Tuesdays through Friday, maybe not even on Fridays, because when I called today, which was 1 minute to 2 minutes after 12, they said, the office is now closed until Tuesday. We'll reopen at 9 until 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. I'm like, are you kidding me? That gives me no time to get a hold of this woman. So I'm getting really upset. I'm almost 10 weeks. My doctor said I should have an appointment with the OB by 10 or 11 weeks so that I can get my blood work done, get this dating ultrasound done, and nothing. Like, I haven't even received a phone call that she's accepted the referral. That's all I wanted to know, that I was accepted and where was I on the priority list. Can't even get a hold of her. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know they have families and they're specialists, so they don't work as long, but I mean, they do go on call, so they are doing that as well. But well, I really would like to know that you value me as a new client. I have my baby and myself to worry about, so I do deserve to be seen. If I don't hear from them by 12 weeks, I will be calling my doctor and asking for another referral. I know someone who, I think I said this last week, but I know someone who got pregnant right around the time I did, and a couple others. And not exactly around the time I did, but they've already had their ultrasounds or they're booked for one. So, not good. It would really ease, you know, anything that I might be wondering about. Like, I'm having certain symptoms that I don't want to look up on the internet. And I don't want to call my doctor's office every time I have a little thing. But if I'm going to see an OB, I'll make a list of things like I do for this video, and when I go see her, ask her, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? You know, whatever. Say I worry too much, say what you will, judge me, but say I stress too much. But that's who I am, so my body already knows that. It already lives in those conditions. So if you think I'm going to somehow kill my child because I'm hoping that I can keep me and my child safe, wow, you have some issues. Here are the symptoms that I've gone through this week after that little rant. I had an allergy bump on my left boob and one on my right arm just in this past week. I don't know why. It lasted for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. They're both gone now. Well, actually there's like a little tiny bump on my arm, and it's gone on my boob. So I don't know what was going on there. Maybe it was something I was eating. Maybe it was just the hormones. So like I said, I won't know because I don't have that appointment. Itchy boobs. That happens a lot. Not like all the time, but oh my god. I swear to God, I'm like, ugh. Just want to scratch them right off. And like, itchy tummy. That's like happened a few times too. Which is pretty crazy because, well, usually it happens after we go for our walks. It's pretty interesting. I'm guessing it's because of improved circulation or something, but who knows. Stomach aches, on and off. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, obviously, I have to eat enough. And I know, you know, I used to count calories way back when, every now and again. So I know when a meal is going to be enough calories. But I also balance it with knowing how much I'm going to eat until I'm full. And so normally when I eat stuff, you know, I have about the norm, about a 300 calorie to 500 calorie meal. And it's just like, I'm trying to eat that food. And it's like, now it's become all that food. Because before, it never bothered me. But that it doesn't always happen. But like, all of a sudden, if I eat past that point where I'm like, oh, I can't eat anymore. But I know I need to. I know I need to eat the greens and stuff. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to start eating like smaller meals more frequently. That bothers me. I've tried that before. And you know what? If I have to do it for my baby, I'll try it again. It's just really ridiculous to have to sit there when you've got other things going on and other things to do, to have to stop and eat 6 times a day. Been dealing with those little stomach aches. I don't know if it's that or if it's because like I've been also having some undigested undigested food in my stool. So I know that can be caused by hormones too. So I don't know. Maybe my body's just going through a lot of stuff, and because I've had these stomach aches, and I don't think I mentioned them, but on and off now the whole time. So it's kind of annoying, to say the least. However, whatever, it is what it is, and I won't really know what causes that for sure, if it's the hormones or if I'm just eating way too much in one sitting, until yet again I see my OB. But before that, I'm going to try and eat smaller meals and see how that goes. I've had some diarrhea and bouts of constipation yet again, but diarrhea with soft stool and, like I said, some undigested food. That's interesting because that's not normally how my body fares, so every once in a while I would get that, but yeah, I don't know. I do have IBS, so that's one thing, but I usually have it on the constipation spectrum, so this should be fun. Now being pregnant, I've heard that, you know, prenatal vitamins, the iron in there, can cause some women to get constipated. So far, it hasn't been much different than how I was with IBS, so, but it can be pretty uncomfortable when you need to go poop and you can't. I have one patch of eczema where my wedding ring is supposed to go. Okay, like, and it's ridiculous. Like, it's been really, I haven't even worn it in months because I can't. It causes too much eczema flare up and it gets really itchy and red and sore. And well, it's like that right now. Red, sore, itchy, dry. I mean, I know it's winter, so of course that's going to contribute to it. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, seriously. I know, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so surprised that I'm having all these symptoms. But hey, I'm newly pregnant. I've never been pregnant before. And you know, you hear people say this and that, but I've got some symptoms that I haven't heard people talk about. So it's all new territory, or at least a lot of it is. And so, yeah, this is, oh, it's so itchy. And like, I don't understand why that one spot where my wedding ring is. It's not like it was a cheap wedding ring. It really wasn't. It was expensive, and it's nice, and I love my set, but I can't wear it. And even if I were to put it around my neck, I'd start to get a rash. I can't wear jewelry for too long. Like I'll wear earrings and when I go out, but not all the time. But when I do go out, like say dancing or something, or to a family event, or to spend time with friends, sometimes I'll put the earrings in and my ears get red. Like I'm literally allergic to metals. And I never had a problem with that before going raw way back when. I'm not raw now or vegan or whatever or any specific diet, but I did cleanse a lot. And so I'm guessing that, you know, maybe I'm very sensitive now to these metals. And so it's sad because, I mean, I used to have this really nice grad ring that I wore and like, can't wear any of that stuff anymore. So it sucks. And that wedding ring is, you know, my child's going to be born soon and their mother can't even wear the wedding ring that their father gave them. So that's going to be really annoying. After I've breastfed for a little while, I'm going to do some sort of a cleanse and try my best to lose weight and stuff. But I mean, I can't do that while the baby is, you know, breastfeeding because I don't want all these toxins floating through the milk that I'm going to be feeding them. So it'll have to be a little bit. I mean, I'm still going to try and lose weight, but I'm not going to do it through a raw food detox, which I will later on. But I'm not just doing that to lose the weight. I want to get rid of this patch of eczema. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel alive. But I'm not going to do it indefinitely because I know that doesn't work for me. Well, it didn't before. Maybe it would now. Who knows? We'll see. Don't know the future. I'm getting ahead of myself yet again. That's why one of my videos I put a stop sign up because I tend to get ahead of myself. Gassy in the mornings and sometimes throughout the day. Oh my god, like a couple days ago it was insane, like intense gas, like burping, farting. Wow, big turn on, very big turn on. Not. I have an aversion to some veggies now, like raw. Not so much cooked, but raw. Like the only thing I can really stand for raw veggies is like carrots and baby carrots and celery and cucumber, which is technically a fruit, but oh my god, it's really annoying. And little baby tomatoes once in a while. I don't know. I can't do broccoli, I can't do cauliflower. Greens, whew, I seriously almost throw up sometimes when I just think about them. I don't know, it's, these aversions are getting worse, but thankfully I don't really have aversions to fruit. The only thing though, which is odd for me, is that I wasn't digging my smoothies as much. So I had to start adding like either ice cream or the non-dairy coconut ice cream. And so, wow, like I just needed that extra, because I don't know, it was tart or something, but I wasn't digging it. Yeah, I get random searing pains on and off, not much, but once in a while, in my left and right boobs. Like it goes from one boob or the other. Like it's never at the same time, it seems. But I'm guessing that's like the breast enlarging, making way for the milk ducts to get larger and such. But oh my god, ouch, eek. Remember back in week 7 or 7.5, when I was 7.5 weeks pregnant, I weighed myself and I was 219 pounds. I weighed myself in week 8 and I was 217 pounds, so I had lost 2 pounds. I was like, oh no, my doctor said not to lose any weight. But I was also reading in that book that my mother-in-law gave me that weight can fluctuate and it's not too bad in the first trimester. But in the second trimester, when your baby is growing avidly, and in the third trimester, then it's not good to be losing weight. And so, of course, it's another thing that my OB is supposed to be monitoring. Well, we'll see how that goes. Then I weighed myself in week 9, just a couple days ago, and I was 218 pounds, so I had gained a pound. So, you know, that makes sense. I'm getting higher in the first trimester. The baby's probably getting bigger. Well, not probably. They are. The baby is definitely getting bigger. I heard right now they're probably about 1.5 inches, So like about that big right now. It's pretty cute, pretty ridiculous just to think about it, like this little being in there. As I had mentioned, we're walking. I walk most days, not every day, but mostly every day, probably about 5 days a week. And then I was doing a workout DVD, but I did it a few days, and then I don't know, like I have this aversion to doing it because the day after I did this it wasn't intense, like I took it slowly, but the next day I did not feel good after doing it 3 times. So I was like, maybe I need to take a break. And the next morning I woke up, I felt fine. I haven't did that pregnancy DVD workout since, and I felt a lot better. So I think some of the stuff they were doing, I don't know, it's probably not safe for me. It could be safe for someone who's done working out like their whole life, you know, and now they're pregnant kind of thing. But it wasn't working for me. So yesterday we did extra walking, like we normally go about half an hour because I'm starting out slow. But then we went to the grocery store and we did a couple errands, and so I was walking then as well. And we walked around the mall a little bit, so we got some walking in there too. So that was probably an extra 15 to 30 minutes. So I didn't do anything extra last night. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dance around the house. I feel safer doing that. I've danced my whole life, on and off. So I know that I should be safe. I felt okay when that friend was here, when we went out dancing. So I know I can handle dancing. I don't want to do anything to compromise the health of myself or my child. So I'm just going to take it a little easier and see how it goes. And once I see the OB, I'll see what she thinks, and then we'll go from there. I got to check my nutrient levels, because if I'm working out and depleting my nutrients even more, that's not good for me or my child. So I really need to take it easy until I have further information on my current state of health. One thing that's really annoying is that when I was first pregnant, up until about week 6 or 7, I was getting a whole bunch of whiteheads, like up and around my nose. Ew, annoying. And like they just kept coming back. Like I know, you shouldn't pop them, but it was like, ew, gross. And I'd be really careful about it. Then I'd, wash my hands and whatever. And if there was another one, I'd go for the other one. But they had went away for the longest time. And then I think the correlation is makeup. I had stopped wearing makeup. That friend was here, and I had stopped wearing makeup after that friend was here because I wasn't going out and whatever. And then I started again because we were going to see family members and going out to a theater and all this stuff. And so then all of a sudden I started getting these whiteheads again. Like, darn it, hormones. And of course I've got acne. I've got this freaking whitehead that keeps reoccurring right here on the tip of my nose. Thanks. I'm not that vain that I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die and wear makeup whenever I make a video because I'm gross. No. This is me. This is what I'm going through right now, and yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I had a 5th bout of morning sickness. Yep. Yay! It was like, again, early in the morning, one of those days that I was like not sleepy or not able to sleep yet because I had napped earlier on in the day, and I've been taking naps. That's another thing. And so like, I'm taking my prenatal vitamin, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine, just breathe through it, breathe through it. Like, I'm like, after I take it, and I'm like, nope, did not help. And so next thing you know, it comes out. Projectile vomit all in the toilet. I am in pain, and this is embarrassing, but I need to say it. I literally now have incontinence when I sneeze and when I birth. Lovely. Not every time, but when it's really intense. I'm like, excuse me, muscles. I think I need to do more Kegels or Kegels or however it's pronounced. Because honestly, no, I don't think so. If I'm out and about, and which hasn't happened yet, thankfully, and I need to throw up, I don't want to be peeing my pants while I'm throwing up. This is weird, like, oh my god, sneezing and throwing up intensely and peeing. Peeing. Like, what the? And I didn't even feel like I needed to go. Fun. But hey, it's all gonna be worth it. I may be venting and complaining right now, but, you know, I do what I need to do to make things easier for myself and for the baby to come, and that's all that matters, you know? I may complain, but I do something about it. Or I try to, you know? Now, some of my toes and the bottom of my feet for the last couple of days, especially after I go for walks, and this might be normal, but have been red. Like the ball of my heel and the ball of my toes, balls of my toes, and like underneath there, it's been really red. And so like, I'm like, holy crap. And of course, I was stupid and looked on the internet, and it's like, that could be a sign of diabetes. And I'm like, seriously? Shut up, internet. Like, no, it's not always something bad. But then it also said that it could just be the pregnancy and the hormones and standing on your feet too long. So I'm like, no way. Like, going for a 30-minute walk, that's nothing. I used to walk for an hour, 3 hours sometimes. There's no way a 30-minute walk is going to be too much. Ugh, if it is, seriously, come on, body. You're more efficient than this. Then under my right foot, which seems to be gone now, I had a pain in like one of the like balls in my foot, and it was really annoying. It lasted for a couple of days actually. And I was like, oh my god, I need a massage and a pedicure and need that pot of gold so I can afford to go get one. I've had a slight tingling in my left leg at the shin, and not only that, there was like a little bit of a pain in there in the side of the shin, really weird, on the left hand side. I was like, oh my god, I hope that's not a clot or something. And then on January 29th, this is when I did not feel good at all after like doing that workout 3 days. And so I had lower back pain on my left side, headache, feeling totally weird, and pain in my left inner calf, like I was saying. That was the same night. I don't know what that was, and it scared me. It made me sad that I have no one to turn to ask these questions. Different symptoms can mean different things. It just depends on my health and wellness in general. That's all the symptoms that I've had this week. Any issues that I've had, anything that's kind of been stressing me out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following me on my journey. I'm so grateful for anybody who has been following all the while, and anybody who's new. Thank you, new subscribers. I'm seeing the subscribers coming in. If you have any questions and you've just gotten pregnant, of course I can't say that what I've had happen in my pregnancy is going to happen to you, but if you have any of those symptoms or whatever, connect with me and we can talk about it. Maybe you have a solution that I never thought of for any of the symptoms I've talked about. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening. Namaste. I hope you